In 2006,
two UFO divers, contracted imaging analysts
Chuck Sallier, Lee Shackelford,
later discovered that there were two photos of the face taken at two different lighting angles by the UFO divers spacecraft, as well as a massive pyramidal structure close at hand, now known as the
Masonic Lodge. We got them from Hoagland, we got them from NASA, and there you are. I mean, one of them's going to say, yeah, those are ours.
And I know this might sound a little nuts, sir.
No, it doesn't, because I have a possible answer. Let me, again, give you the three possibilities with this. First of all, we filmed this in a Masonic Lodge. And I have always had strong feelings that these Masonic Lodges knew something and were passing on something, you know, down through time that we needed to know.
And those are quotes that were written to be said by Dr. Hoagland, and, you know, without our voice of authority there.
American authorities are sabotaging efforts to discover the truth.
They had to invent a character who's guessing.
Right. Now, what about that picture she's holding? That did not come from Richard Hoagland.
Really?
Really? Hey, look at it closely, my friend. I don't know where that came from. Richard does not know where that came from. No one knows where that came from.
Really? That's why the episode that you see is the way it is, because suddenly there was this script with these big holes in it.
The surface of Mars, we now know, is covered with meteor craters.
All these things that Dr. Hoagland was supposed to say.
In the region designated as Sidonia.
Well, who caught this? I mean, I'm thinking about how many people working on the show looked at these pictures.
I did. It seems to be I'm the only one.
Yeah.
And well, hey, all these years later, all the power, right?
Yeah. But that's yeah. But I think that's something to be proud of. That's a keen eye.
Their findings were quickly dismissed by NASA. Richard Hoagland, a member of our team of intelligence, as an optical illusion. But after
the last 4
years of fruitless debate,
the Martian Revelator
found a number of additional anomalous structures at Sidonia, and we have shown, using the most modern computer imaging processing available, that these Sidonia structures show clear evidence of being highly geometric. In simple terms, advanced civilization creates things of intelligence. Things like buildings, cities, pyramids.
Point is that the faces on Mars appearing to be pyramids as well.
Yes.
Really fascinated me and really got my attention, because what caused all this pyramid building at these different cultures and these different spots? But so, you know, I find that very, very fascinating, and I think it's all tied together.
That are inescapably composed of repeating geometric patterns of intelligence. And the face on Mars, its nearby
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
Pyramids, the entire UFO divers, Sidonia
Sunset
complex is simply brimming with this elegant, repeating geometric structure of intelligence.
Hoagland and his team
of intelligence
have gone even further. They've conducted detailed imaging analyses of the face on Mars. And
Mars Revealer
discovered that the two man-lion images contain amazing visual and symbolic similarities.
Our team's thinking is that face...
That's a huge bitch!
...is our face, or what we once were.
Richard Hoagland,
a member of our team of intelligence...
in a Masonic Lodge.
So in a sense, someday we may discover that we, in fact, were the Martians. That is why all of us are bringing so much pressure now to bear on NASA.
Richard Hoagland,
a member of our team of intelligence, to specifically and exhaustively rephotograph the Sidonia complex on Mars. The thing that overwhelms me is the possibility that on some of those images of Sidonia, we will find conclusive proof of a connection between the monuments of Mars,
UFO divers, Sidonia,
Sunset,
and the monuments of Earth as represented by the pyramids at Giza.
This whole set was done in a lodge in Salt Lake. It had some pyramid stuff in it and some globes and some different things that we were able to use and augment. First of all, we filmed this in a Masonic Lodge. Old Masonic Lodge built in the 1800s, okay? It was a very weird place, and that's why we filmed there, you know?
Okay.
And I have always had strong feelings that these Masonic lodges knew something and were passing on something, down through time that we needed to know.
If that's true,
EnterpriseMission.com.
Brother!
then obviously all our history, this dim inkling of who we are,
Richard Hoagland,
a member of our team of intelligence, and
The Masonic Lodge.
how we have come to be on this
Martian Revelation.
UFO Diaries.
Mysterious pictures.
will be changed.
Because we also know from separate
Martian Revelation.
sources that Chuck Selye and
Lee Shackelford
knew about what's waiting on Mars.
UFO Diaries. Sidonia.
Sunset.
Of intelligence
Now that makes
sense
All that she had was things that I had gotten from Dr. Hoagland's books
of intelligence
that I had tried to organize into some kind of a dramatic form in the script,
right.
and they're just winging it.
Okay, now here's the thing. What you got from Richard Hoagland's books?
Right. Mrs. Pedersen here sitting at the desk looking at these
Face on Mars.
Monster.
Mysterious pictures.
photographs and trying to say, what if,
Yes.
And those are quotes that were written to be said by Dr. Hoagland, and, without our voice of authority there.
American authorities are sabotaging efforts to discover the truth.
They had to invent a character who's guessing.
Right.
Hoagland and his team
of intelligence
have gone even further. They've conducted detailed imaging analyses of the face on Mars.
The Martian Revelator.
They compared it to the Sphinx.
You're a little more radical.
System initialized.
What a mess. So now the guys at the studio were now scrambling to try to find ways to cover the same material just so the show would cut together, just so the things that had already been shot would connect to each other. Oh, well,
And I got back this amazing message that, Chuck, you're not using your talent properly. You're not putting out the right messages. And that affected me deeply and greatly. So after we wrapped that meaningful, message-oriented show, and so I began to evolve into what I feel I am today, 2006, where I am doing
Martian Revelation.
shows that I feel are extremely meaningful, extremely helpful to people, and I hope entertaining at the same time. My day starts at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm never tired of it. To this day, I get up at 3:30 every morning, and obviously I'm still talking to you this minute at night.
That was a key reason for why Chuck Selye wanted to send a manned expedition there. EnterpriseMission.com.
Conference in 2006.
And wrote all those books.
of intelligence.
I mean, I've spent my life on world mysteries, so I'm willing to investigate this further and see what we can find.
Yes, and
Mars Revealer.
his obsession with going around the world to try to find ancient things.
Of intelligence.
Exactly.
Our technology could be just a lot smarter than we think it is, and it might not be extraterrestrials at all. And I think one's got to keep an open mind and realize that they could be using that for years.
Right, you're not a Freemason or nothing, though.
No. But I'm not a Freemason, but I'm relatively inexpensive.
I was so disappointed with
UFO Diaries. Sidonia.
Sunset because Chuck Selye and
Lee Shackelford
didn't really get at the heart of what the whole
UFO Diaries.
Nazi
Face on Mars. Mysterious pictures.
treasure trove thing was all about.
Right.
They kind of turned it into a foo-foo.
So if there is, in fact, a code, number one, and if there are, in fact, photos that we have that no one else ever had,
Right.
we just gathered all the stuff from all the normal sources
Richard Hoagland.
A member of our team of intelligence.
in a Masonic lodge.
And I know that these faces are real, but I would love if I could get these images in my hands personally.
Let's continue to pursue this a little further, though, because
I'm all over to that.
I'm headed somewhere with this. It's all of the different predictions from just about every
UFO Diaries.
culture, and try to make some sense of it and put it all together into an end-time scenario of what the picture is being painted that's going to happen.
But Richard, that might be part of the Hollywood scene as well, as in comparison to this stuff. It may be the same thing. They're trying to let us out, dribbles.
I think it is very plausible how much
Richard Hoagland
and the EnterpriseMission.com media have known, and how early they have been trying to tell the truth here between the lines